Welcome back, family. I'm in a laid-back mood, but I want to talk about something today. I apologize for not putting out anything yesterday, but we're going to make up for that. You know how I do. Anyway, I wanted to speak about the importance of time and how we waste it like fools. I'm not calling anybody here directly a fool. All I'm saying is that we don't realize how fast it appears to be going by. Now, some people don't subscribe to this, but I do. When you're younger, time moves slower because your perception of time is not that great. You're young. You're 1 year old or 1 year old, and you go through another lifetime of another year, right? So you're 1 year old, and then you go through another whole year, and you're 2 years old. Well, you had to live a whole other lifetime. Let's just break it down. I'm 62. For me to live a whole other lifetime, I'd have to go to 124 years. And people say think positive, but I don't know if that's going to happen, right? If I can maintain a youthful form, that would be fine. But then again, there's other things in our existence. So I don't question nature. I don't question the creator. But as we accelerate, and time can go by faster, we get more foolish. You know what I mean? It's like we take it for granted. Time is a loan you can't refinance. We act like we can renegotiate the terms with God and the universe. Newsflash, the loan comes due, and you don't get an extension. You're not entitled to extra years just because you finally woke up in your 60s. No, doesn't work that way. You better hope you get into your 60s. Yeah. Time is a loan that you can't refinance. Can't do it. So while you have it, use it wisely. More and more that I live, and come on, you can identify with this, right? It seems like people are dying. People are dying every day, but the ones that strike us a certain way, the entertainers and people in our family, somebody down the block, and it's always somebody that possibly you didn't think about recently, but you're aware that they're there. You know, what strikes us hard is when, not a celebrity, not one of those Illuminati dudes, right? Or females, but somebody from back in the day, you know, from back in the 70s on a sitcom or something that you have a feeling for. You feel like you grew up with them. Boom, they're gone. And you start looking at, oh, what age were they? Oh my God, they were two years younger than me, 10 years younger than me. I better be careful. But I don't walk in fear. It just makes me appreciate more the time that I do have. And I find myself enjoying more, sleeping a little later. If I stay up sometime, I'm enjoying myself. I go to bed, I wake up when I wake up. I am retired, so I can do that, but I do still have a sense of urgency, but in balance with the enjoyment of the little things in life. Tomorrow, I'm going to get up. I have a few things to do here with some people who are coming here for some work. And after that, I'm heading down into the city. And I'm going to treat myself to a vegetarian pizza. Oh, I'm going to eat that thing up. I'm going to treat myself to that. We got to learn how to take our own selves out on a date. It sounds funny, but it's the truth. What do you want to do? How do you want to live? So many of us spend our time trying to please others, and it's cool to a point, but we forget ourselves. We forget what we like. We forget what we want to do. You know? So it's very important. And I'm really smelling the roses more. I'm literally going to do that. But then you realize you're not young anymore. And what does that mean? Stop acting like a middle school bully. If your hair is gray and you're still starting gossip, holding grudges, or competing over nonsense, you're not young at heart. You're just immature with wrinkles. And many of us don't see that. The gossipy things that you think are so important to you now, nobody cares when you're gone. Oh, they brought me the best gossip. Because you know how it goes. When they bring you gossip, they're taking stuff back to bring to somebody else about you. When are you going to learn that? So when you had these people, stay away from me, please. I'm going to dry up your well because you won't have nothing about me to say. Maybe old stuff, but nothing current because it'll cut you off. You got to do that. And they say they're young at heart, please. That's why I think it's a good thing that we don't know when we're going to transition, because people would be acting so different and their sincerity would be so fraudulent. It would be a different world. And it's good. I think it's a good thing, you know. But along with that, you know, we have our emotions. And I wonder what it's like when you pass away and you have this venom, jealousy, evil in you. What happens with that? And maybe you realize that all these years you held these negative feelings inside, that you were carrying a burden that you didn't have to carry. Isn't it something? And you wasted time carrying this stuff. There's an old saying, jealousy is a time-eating cancer. Because some people have spent decades marinating in envy like it's fine wine. Guess what? It's vinegar now. Bitter, sour, and useless. Useless. Where do you redeem jealousy? Well, I've been jealous all my life, and so when I die, I got a big coupon to redeem it. You're only hurting yourself. You're only hurting yourself. I don't know what jealousy is. My parents raised me not to know this thing. They wouldn't allow it at all. Not that they had any instance. They always told me, if you want something, you work hard and you get it. Because envy, jealousy, is the flip side of motivation. If you're not motivated by what someone does and you're sitting there quiet, chances are pretty much you're jealous. And I don't want to be that guy, because that eats you up, right? Especially when you lie on people too. Jealous people will say things to try to knock down the next person's perception down a notch. And one thing you got to know, your lies will die with you, and nobody will care. People spend years crafting fake images, pretending and spinning stories. The moment you're gone, no one's protecting that fiction. They'll tell the truth at your funeral. You try to lie on somebody, smear them, and it goes away the moment you die. And people are going to tell the truth about you anyway. You know? So why do I have to work for that? When you're gone, the truth is going to come out. I feel funerals, or the time after the funeral in the parking lot, that's when the most truth is told. Seriously. Folks out there, the funeral is over 3 hours after the funeral, just like a church service. They're out there talking. You're going to find out, you know, that shapely woman in the back that nobody knows who it is. She's going to step out. Well, you know, me and so, we have a child, a son, 14 years old. We never knew nothing about that. It always, and you can't stop it. So why lie? Your lies are going to die with you, right? Even death, it doesn't care how busy you were with nonsense. You can fill your days with petty revenge, social media spats, and empty relationships. Death still shows up right on schedule. Your unfinished business stays unfinished. How about that? I got no time to take away from the things that I must do on this level for And trust me, I know it on social media. It's been around me, groups, phone calls, the investigations. I'm going to find out what. Oh, God. I'm so glad to be away from all of that. I had to put my foot down and clean house. And you know what? I don't miss that activity, and I don't miss those people. No, I'm so much lighter now. It's a glorious feeling. At least it's like a day where it was overcast and cloudy, and finally the sun comes out. I don't want to go back to those overcast days. All that energy up late at night. No. I go to sleep, just like I'm gonna go to sleep after I finish expressing myself. Petty people die petty deaths. If your biggest accomplishment in life is that you told someone off or you won a Facebook argument, congratulations. You just wasted decades on something that doesn't even exist in real life. You know something? But they don't see that. I see people arguing with strangers. Look, block them. It's not worth the energy. And if they say something slightly sarcastic and you want to lead them up, just say, thank you for your viewership. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Prioritize your time. You have to look back and be able to say, what did I do with today that was meaningful, that will last, that will go beyond me, that my children can enjoy, that society will benefit from? If not, it's a waste of time. It's a big waste of time. Also, you have to understand that friends are not forever. Appreciate them while they're here. Just a few things off the top of my head, I just had it in my head to speak about this. If you keep assuming you'll catch up one day you'll be catching up with them at the cemetery. And we don't want that. I've seen it happen with even my parents. They had friends they wanted to reach out to. My father always wanted to go back and hang out with his buddies in Connecticut. He lived in Connecticut for a while, a good long while. He's a man who's been so many places and seen so many faces. And he always spoke, they would talk on the phone, I gotta get back with them. Hey, they started dying, he passed away, it never happened. I learned from that. That's why every day I try to speak to my friends, my close people, and stuff like that. And sometimes we get busy, but we can always, share a laugh. I just finished sharing a laugh with a friend of mine, right? I mean, I'm out here in Africa, I'm out here in Ghana, but we can use technology and, what we have as far as our smartphones for something better than just, ooh, did you hear about this one? And those kind of people are like really uncomfortable around me because they know I'm not going for that. Especially men gossipers. Man, I remember when I first moved out here, I experienced that. I was like, these are some people that will not see me. If they spot me, it's like somebody spotting Bigfoot. I do not want to get around. And people switch up and try to speak your language to get you to be around them. If you're a person who's intuitive, you're an empath, hear these fools quoting words that they heard on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. Oh, your energy. Yes, spiritual. Yes, this and that. And come on, man. You're a slob. We know that. We can see that. You don't get credit for meaning to change. I must sound drunk to y'all. I'm a little sleepy. That's why. Like I said, you don't get credit for meaning to change. Oh, I meant to change. I really meant to change. Doesn't matter. Did you? No. So you're wasting time. Some folks talk about one day as if intention counts. The calendar doesn't care. Time keeps moving while you keep meaning to change. Some folks say some things they ain't do it yet. Then they make a move toward it. Right? Because they feel they have all the time in the world. This is why they have to stop pretending to be immortal. You're not immortal. You've been dodging the fact of your death like a bill collector. At some point, it's going to catch up. Stop living like you have infinity in your bank account or in your time account. You don't. I'm not saying to think about death all day. No. But be aware there's something looming over you and you need to get busy. Right? And understand, you want to try to cleanse yourself out because being bitter, being bitter is no good. I'm not bitter about anything because I know karma never messes up. I'm not bitter about anything done to me because karma, whether I'm going to see it or not, is going to take care of it. So you can't take your bitterness with you. All that anger you've been polishing and protecting for decades, you can't pack it in the coffin. So why clutch it like it's gold? Huh? Some people walk around constipated with bitterness, and it's funny. It ain't hurting me none. No way. Like I always say, when your stomach is empty, my brain ain't feeling it. It's not about food. All I'm saying is that with your bitterness, you sit there with it. I know the snakes around me, and I keep them away from me, so their venom will poison them over time because they're holding it for me, or you, whoever it may be. You know, and we try to raise our children a certain way, and they get a certain, they come out a certain way over time, and we wonder why they're the way they are. You gotta understand, your children are watching you waste your life. They'll learn not from what you say, but what you do, what you model. If you waste time in childish drama, don't be shocked when they grow up to do the same. The fruit don't fall too far from the tree, y'all. It doesn't. I've seen generations. I can say that. I mean, I'm not 100 years old, but I've seen, mothers who are older than me and their daughters who might be my age and their daughters or sons who are younger. It's the same trait. And sometimes with generations, it gets worse and worse. Disrespect, disobedient children. And like sometimes there've been people younger than me that have cursed me out and been very rude to me. And now they got daughters. And what you think the daughter's doing to them? They may not think I know, but I know. Karma always comes back, right? And here's the other thing that people do. Keeping it real. See, keeping it real has become an excuse for wasting time. Too many adults hide laziness, gossip, irresponsibility behind the phrase, I'm just keeping it real. No, you're keeping it unproductive. That's what you're doing. You're keeping it unproductive. And the older folks that they don't realize. Even younger folks that think you can just go on this way and just continue on in life and not try to ascend. Old age without wisdom is just decay. Old age without wisdom is just decay. I'm not going to say it 3 times because my name is not Jermaine Shoemaker, a.k.a. Dr. Umar Johnson, but I had to say it. Some people think getting older automatically makes them wise. It's not true. It just makes you an older fool with less time to fix it. And you got people who get up on YouTube and social media and speak wise words when you know them personally, which they probably won't let you know them personally, but I know people who I'm like, man, if the world only knew what a fraud this person was. It blows the mind sometimes. You talk wisdom, and you must love your family. You must respect your sisters. Keep the family intact. They don't talk to their family. It's crazy. Oh man, I was gonna bust out with my Mike Tyson. I can't believe this. These people, they talk this stuff, and who do you think you're fooling? Because we all know it. Looking at you like this guy's ludicrous. He's out of his mind. Also, and this is one thing I've learned, and I never had a problem with it because I'm really at a time before likes came out, social media, like the page, like it. I was never in need of like being liked. I mean, people hate me, people like me. It's okay. Some do, some don't. But your social media likes will not keep you alive. A lot of our youngsters on Instagram need to know that. They think it's fuel, that you can redeem your likes. Well, you have 1 million likes on your page, so God told me, I'm your lawyer in heaven or judgment day. God told me we'll give you an extra 10 years for your 1 million likes. If you're going to make more likes, you can live a longer life. It doesn't work that way. Your social media likes will not keep you alive. Spend your final breath bragging about how many views you got on TikTok. Death won't care, and neither will your followers in about a week, if that long. They'll be scrolling somebody else. That's why I'm cruising right now. I'm cruising. I'm doing it. I love it, but I understand. I'm not stressing it. When I get home tomorrow, after getting my pizza, I'll get up and do something. Put it out there. It's late today. I didn't even leave the house today. But I'm just getting around to it now. You take it easy. It comes from within. It can't be Here's the cash. Here's the cash. Here's the cash. King Kong consciousness. I keep bringing him up. It's funny. That's embarrassing. You spend all this time and you're not getting anything done. It's all a waste. And karma comes around to visit. But what's the guy's name? What's his name? King Randall. He's the real one doing the work. He built a school. 19 years old, 20 years old, built a school, students, hands-on with the kids, has the structure, trucks, teachers, everything. Google him. King Randall. I think it has 2 L's at the end of his name. And Umar stuck him for some money and texted him back, nigga, please. See? But you never see Umar hands-on with kids. This is not about Umar. I don't know why I'm talking. Because everywhere I turn now, it's coming out. But I know these things from many years ago. I just kept my mouth shut. Because I know people who are like staunch supporters, go and want to donate money to Umar, but don't even want to pay for their own dinner. I can tell you some stories. But yeah, the social media likes won't keep you alive. Remember that. They'll vanish, your videos will be gone, eventually die, buried under other stuff, and then what? So right now I'm in the present. This is August of 2025. I'm enjoying life, and I got things to do, things to enjoy, things to think about. Last but not least, I want to say on this little segment, time is a luxury the foolish spend like pennies. Time is a luxury the foolish spend like pennies. Foolish or fool, either one. The wise guard it, the foolish throw it away on grudges, fakery, drama, and chasing approval, then cry when the clock runs out. Hear that? Then cry when the clock runs out. You want to be able to face that time when the clock runs out knowing you did the best that you could. Because you will think about everything you wasted, just like when you're broke, have not a dime, and all of a sudden now you can remember every nickel and quarter and dime that dropped between the couch when you had money and you didn't care because you had a whole big pocket full of money. I get that later. Coins that rolled under the couch, your checking pants, your pocketbook, dress, whatever. Everything you're checking. Going in the car, looking in the ashtray, because you broke. When the clock runs out, you're going to remember how much time you spent pursuing useless endeavors. It really, really doesn't make sense. So this is not just about death. It's about wasting time. And you're very foolish if you do in this day and age, because like I always say, you never really know the day you die. And people that are going to die that day most often are making plans for the next week. Oh yeah, well, I'll put this off till next week, and we're going to go on a vacation 2 months and enjoy the walk that you can do in your own neighborhood where you are. People offset living as though they know how much time they have. Get into the little things. Like right now, I'm really looking forward to getting a good night's sleep after I put this up and share this. Right? I'm gonna sleep deep. I'm gonna have some good dreams. And if I'm blessed to wake up, I have another day to go eat my pizza. I'm not ashamed or afraid to enjoy myself. You gotta realize that you have to make sure that you're straight and you're good. And you can't always put others ahead of you. Emergencies happen, you can help your close people, right? I'm not saying be stingy with your tribe. But all those other secondary people that don't give a damn about you, oh God, please don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time. This has been a rambling message from your brother Lancescurv. I don't do substances. I'm just a little fatigued, and that makes me sound like I'm drunk. But I hope I said some sense here, right? Anyway, much love to you all. Take care. Lancescurv out.